and wear these socks.
With the tassels coming down from the...
Hey, I wore those socks with tassels, by God.
I did too. I had to wear them.
I did too.
The worst thing I ever did, I think, was took a whole Boy Scout to a ball game down at UTC, and we all had them socks on. There's a picture you'll never find, I promise you. But, all right, let's see if we can get over here and get Miss Krystal King on. Let me see here. Let me switch over here and then go over here. And there we go. We'll do that. And there we go.
We got extra people.
There she is.
All right, let me see if I can get her in here. There she is. Hello. How you doing this morning?
Krystal.
Yeah,
Doing great. How are you?
Well, I am very happy that you took the time. I know you're a world traveler and you're in high demand and you're a media girl and you're all this stuff, making videos and having trips to Hollywood to accept awards you ain't got time for. But I really appreciate you making time for Tiki Man Radio this morning.
Oh, of course, always. Even when I'm as big as you say I am.
Well, one of our good friends sent me a shirt that from Uranus. Okay, the city of Uranus. I don't know if you've ever.
Uranus. Uranus.
I don't know if you've ever been there, but they have these cool shirts.
Yeah, like Uranus.
Yeah. And the town makes fun of themselves, right? So my shirt said. Concrete Uranus, right?
Uranus.
In Uranus. And on the back of it said, nobody does it quicker and harder than we do in Uranus. And I was so excited.
I was like, are you going to go with that, honey?
Are you going to wear that interviewing Krystal? Because, when she's a Hollywood star one day, this video is going to pop up and that's not going to look good. I'm like, yeah.
Exactly. I was like, you might want to change shirts today.
Would have been funny.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I've always loved about you is you be who you are. You're not trying to be anybody else. You at one time they were calling you the redneck girl in Nashville and all this stuff. You brought that Southern charm to Nashville, and you have stuck with that. And I've always loved your personality and your high spirits no matter where you are. And it's such a pleasure to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I don't know how to be anybody else. I discovered I'm not cool, and me trying to be cool is just not going to come across. So,
well, I heard a thing this morning that I heard a thing this morning that said I don't want to be the best somebody. I want to be the best me.
That's right.
And that seems to be what you're doing.
I'm drinking out of a Santa Claus mug.
All right. I love it.
We need to get you a Tiki Man Radio mug, next time you're over here. Yeah. I mean, you have stayed in the Blue Room. You have been here, so, and some of your friends were here for the summer party. Kirsty and Mark Mulch was here for the summer party, put on a little show for us. That was good. We got to get you down here sometime to play.
I would love that. That would be so much fun.
So tell us a little bit about this video.
Yeah, the video is so cute.
This one was so much fun. I had come up with this. Well, I think at the time it was like "take care of your own backyard" was like the line I had in my head, and I took it to my friend and I was like, I just want it to be like a murder song, but like the twist is that like I'm burying my husband in the backyard, but I'm telling the neighbors to mind business. And so we finally landed on Mind Your Own Backyard, which worked much better. And she was just the perfect person to write that with. And so ever since then, I kind of had this visual of like a vintagey kind of like. I love
the dresses, by the way. Yes, they were so great.
It's almost like a Stepford wife gone wild.
It was so cool. It was great.
I love the TV show Desperate Housewives, so I kind of wanted to like capture that vibe. And then I was kind of mad because Kelsey Ballerini came out with a video for her song If you go down, or if I go down, you're going down too.
Yes.
And it kind of had the same thing. And I was like, man, I've had this idea and I just haven't made the video yet.
Yeah.
So she did that, but I think I still put my own twist to it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I worked with Dylan Reeves, had Kirsty Krause and my friend Taylor Hughes, who's another co-writer and artist. had them in the video, and they played the nosy neighbors peeking overnight.
They were so cute. Very, very cool.
Well, and it's so true, right? I mean, in any neighborhood USA, you've got the people that are, the neighborhood watch people, which means they're watching you, and they're always, worrying about what the hell you're doing over there. I mean, it's really true.
Right, it is. It is like you always are going to have some sort of a crazy, nosy neighbor, and all your neighbors have different personalities, and it's fun to capture that. So so we wrapped up a rug and some pillows and some trash bag and tape, and we turned that into my dead husband.
Well, it was. I mean, it come together good. I mean, we'll go ahead and play the video, all right, and then we'll bring you back and we'll talk some more about the video because I want to know where it was filmed at and all that stuff because it's kind of cool place.
It's really cool.
But, all right, so we'll just hang tight. We're going to put you back into the green room, and we're going to go over here and play the video for you right quick. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Mind your own backyard. Here we go. All right, let me get back. Let me get back over here and get them back up here. Here we go. Let's see. Boom, 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 and boom. There you are.
That is so great. That is so great. I love it.
So obviously, you so there's a little bit in that song where you're talking about, you woke up with a black eye and all that stuff. So tell us the backstory about, I understand your writing style is completely different from a lot of people that we know, but it really kind of put that in there in a happy way,
Yeah, it's probably the most upbeat murder song.
I love it.
Well, that part of the song, we figured we needed at least to have a reason that we murdered him.
Yeah, you got to have a motive, right?
That was the motive we put in there. But whenever I sing the song live, I always, after that line, I'm like, but that part's not true. Don't worry. Because I am in a happy marriage. My husband is not with me.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of was the fun part of the song was we twisted on that, just on that play. Like, because usually when you hear murder songs, they're kind of like, they're dark and haunting, and we wanted this one to kind of be playful and tongue-in-cheek, kind of like a Goodbye Earl vibe. I definitely grew up with
Yes.
No doubt. Yeah, it came out that way for sure. And whenever you're singing, and somebody's producing the song, and we'll get into all that, people that helped you with this song or whatever, but is it very difficult to say yard?
backyard. I don't know. I think
Yard.
that's how it comes out.
Yeah,
Yard.
yeah. It comes across. You don't sound like a Southern girl whenever you say yard in the song because you're emphasizing it. So I thought maybe it was one of those deals where, you had to re-sing it or whatever to get it right. Yeah, punchinate it. Yeah, to correct it.
Yeah, enunciate. Yeah.
I did the whole production with a girl who her name's Kristen Smith, and she is a stickler for pronunciation. And we broke it down like line by line to sing it. And also I think I had like a sinus infection that day. So we were also,
Oh man.
But yeah, so she's great. And I love working with her because, I know my voice is going to come out great because she's picky.
Yeah.
And so it's nice working with her. A lot of times when I do production with other people, we'll sing the whole thing and then we'll go back and fix certain spots. But with her, she's like, nah, we're doing it like line by line.
Yeah, and that's very important. I mean, it really is. I mean, to make sure that everybody understands what you're saying and getting it just right. So it must be cool to be working with someone that emphasizes that.
Yeah. And my accent kind of changes all the time. Like whenever I was growing up, my accent was really, really strong. In college, I had to take some classical voice lessons and I did radio stuff. And, you had to learn to enunciate a little bit more. So I've lost a lot of my accent, which makes me sad. But it still comes out, especially if I'm drunk or at home.
Same. I have the same issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
It fluctuates because sometimes people you're from the South. And then sometimes I came home one time and this guy asked me if I was from the North. And I was like,
God,
what?
I've been traveling too long.
I know, exactly.
So are you getting out? How's your summer went so far?
Oh, gosh, it's been great. It's been so busy. I'm consistently playing shows, but, since June, it's been on the road quite a bit. Went on the Margaritaville cruise earlier in June, and then we came to North Carolina, back to Tennessee, Kentucky, back to Tennessee, back to North Carolina, back to Tennessee. So it's kind of been a lot of back and forth, but it's been fun.
And how's the gig at Margaritaville going?
Oh, it's going great. Going great. I love it. It's so much fun. I sang for a family that found me through Radio Margaritaville, and their daughter turned 11 this weekend. So I sang for her birthday party, and she was so funny because she was like, oh my gosh, we have a celebrity in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you think so. I don't have that many fans, but.
Well, and so are you working on any other music at this time, or is that something you're just going to be releasing singles as you go along?
Yeah, so actually the past 3 songs that I've released, so Mind Your Own Backyard, House Fire, and Red Wine and White Lies are all part of a 7-song album. So you can get it currently on CD, on hard copy, but it's the only place you can get it. And so if you go to my website, you can order that. And I'm going to release one more single off of it, and then I'll release the full album. So should finally be out by the end of the year. It's been kind of a long time coming, but yeah. And then still work, I've pretty much been like writing my next album while putting that one out. So
Of course.
constantly writing and putting things out, and hopefully I'll put out another trap rock song at some point. But yeah, so the next one's called Doggone. So I'm planning to put that out in September, and then we'll release the full 7-song project.
Oh, very cool. Well, so have you been able to sneak some of these songs into Radio Margaritaville?
Not these, no. They're not very tropical or beachy. And
Yeah.
Right.
I guess my murder song is sort of escapism in its own.
Yeah, it is for the girl. Yes.
But yeah, so the only one I've gotten to play on Radio Margaritaville was my trop rock release, which was Me, Myself, and Island. So I just got to do it's not on like the rotation, but the program director let me do just like a premiere during my show, which was super cool.
That's awesome.
So that was super fun.
That's very cool. Well, I'm just tickled to death for all of the exciting things you have going on in your life, and it seems like things are kind of going your way right now.
Yeah, things are going great. It's been a lot of fun. It's it's always a grind and always a hustle, but it's been nice seeing some more doors open and more opportunities pop up. And as a musician, sometimes you get in those lulls where you're like, oh man, nothing's moving forward, and so it feels like things kind of are right now, which is a good feeling.
Are you submitting those videos to like CMT and the national networks because they're that good? They should be on TV.
Both of the Housefire and Mind Your Own Backyard premiered on the Heartland Network.
Awesome.
And then I did submit both of them to CMT, and I did get a response. They really loved the videos, but they did not play them just due to, I think, capacity.
Try Vivo. Get Vivo.
They have certain numbers as far as like how many label releases and how many independent releases they have. And, I'm not sure of all the politics that goes on behind it. But at least for the Housefire video, I got like Leslie Fram actually emailed back and was like, I love this video. It's great. And which, I was like, honestly, if I get that response from her, I am happy with that and appreciate that. But they didn't play them on CMT, but I did pitch them.
Well, you just got to keep after it and, just keep doing your thing and success will follow for sure, But so what's anything new that you want to announce that's coming up?
Ooh. I guess a reminder that the Labor Day weekend show in Louisville is coming up, and that is a trop rock event. And they're doing a Jimmy Buffett tribute. I think like Peter Mayer and Joel Grisham will be there. Yeah. So that's over Labor Day weekend, and I'll be playing there in Louisville for that.
She said that like a northerner too.
Yeah, I know, right?
Southerners call it Louisville.
Louisville.
Louisville's that's northern.
I'm going up to Louisville. Well, when Jimmy passed away, I mean that was kind of and being Jimmy, right? It has to be on Labor Day weekend so everybody can celebrate. Have a big party to celebrate his life, and so that any Parrot Head Club out there should be having something on Labor Day weekend for sure.
Oh yeah, and I think Radio Margaritaville is also doing the top 100 Jimmy songs, so you can vote on those. They're kind of making a countdown right now to celebrate. I think that'll be going on over Labor Day weekend as well.
I was curious about that. So since you started working at Radio Margaritaville, I mean, Jimmy's library was deep and long, and a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, if you're a big fan of Jimmy, and you've had all the CDs and you've had all the albums over the years or whatever, you get it, But someone like Jimmy, that somebody is always rediscovering him or discovering him for the very first time. Were you aware of how deep his library was?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I've always been a Jimmy fan. I kind of country music's always kind of had my heart.
Yeah.
I was a big Alan Jackson fan growing up, so Alan and some of the collaborate, like when he did the duet with Martina McBride, and some of those folks are kind of how I had discovered Jimmy, and always been a fan and loved his stuff. But yeah, it's kind of, even working for Radio Margaritaville, it's been kind of a learning thing for me too, like diving into some of the deeper cuts and learning the music and the stories behind it. But it's been really cool, and it's definitely made me like appreciate and respect him even more, because that's a lot of music.
That's a lot of music.
It's a lot.
And one of the passions that you have, one of your strong points, of course, is songwriting. That's one of your real passions, and that was basically the way he was. He could just put it over into to music, but songwriting is an art and a skill, and that's something you truly enjoy doing.
Yeah, it is, and I definitely relate to, because he kind of had his own style of songwriting too. Like nobody else wrote songs like Jimmy did, and so I think that's something I definitely appreciate. And as a songwriter, sometimes it's like, it is hard, because when you don't write songs like everybody else, I know he struggled in Nashville, like
Sure.
And just because he didn't have that commercial success, didn't at first, at least, doesn't mean that he wasn't like one of the. I mean, like even Bob Dylan has said that he's like one of his favorite songwriters, and that's crazy. So it's just kind of refreshing to see somebody who kind of does have like a quirky songwriting style, like I do as well.
Well, and back in those days, Nashville was was all run by the record companies, and there was a time where they threw Willie and Waylon out of Nashville and kicked Hank Williams out of the Grand Ole Opry. So just because you got people running things that think they know what the hell's going on, don't mean it's right. No.
Right, and I mean, Nashville's such like a weird spot now. Like everybody's still trying to figure it out. I saw a podcast with even, I think, Sarah Evans and Martina McBride, and they were like, man, we had it good. Like when we were coming up, like the music industry like made sense. You could kind of figure it out. And they're like, they both have daughters who want to pursue music now, and they're like, we don't know how to help you anymore. Like we don't know.
I watched that podcast, and it was very true.
Yeah, it's totally different now, and a lot of people still go to Nashville to try to break through, and what they end up doing is really surrounding themselves with a lot of great people to collaborate with, and songwriters. That you start making those connections that lead to other things, and it just takes you in a different direction.
Yeah, for sure. And I like performing outside of Nashville better, but it is nice to have Nashville as a home base for writing and collaborating and networking, just because you don't have that community anywhere else, especially if like-minded, like country music. I know that was something I struggled with before, was trying to find people who wrote like similar styles to me, whenever I was in like Charlotte or other parts. So yeah, definitely appreciate that of Nashville.
Well, Jimmy wrote all those songs because he was able to rhyme without a computer doing it for him.
Oh, good old Rhyme Zone.
Yeah. Well, listen, we appreciate you taking the time, and it's such a great video. And, we love you dearly here at Tiki Man Radio. You're always welcome here. And, where the Blue Room is if you're ever passing through town. So we appreciate you. Tell everybody where they can follow you and find your music, videos, and when you're going to be on Radio Margaritaville.
Cool. Well, my website's kind of my one-stop shop. You can find all the links to everything else there. So it's krystalkingmusic.com. And just remember, it's Krystal with a K, like the burgers. And website is great, but also on Instagram, Facebook, pretty much any social media, except for Twitter, because I got locked out of that a long time ago, and I have not figured out how to get back. Krystal King Music. And I'm on Radio Margaritaville Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 3 Eastern time.
Well, there you go.
Awesome.
Well, listen, we appreciate you taking the time to be on the show, and we wish you more success down the road.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Krystal King, everybody, and you can catch the video.